Hi everybody, my name is Adam Meyer. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to go over Bitcoin. I'm going to go over the NASDAQ market, just the market in general, and I'm also going to go over the war and how that's affecting these markets and kind of like what I see and why these markets are actually going up when there's a big blown out war going on that we all see on the news here. Alright, so we've noticed a war going on here with Russia and Ukraine, as we all know with the news. It's not pretty, it's not looking good. Missiles going over, houses being blown up, people getting hurt. It's not pretty at all. But what does this mean for us? Should we be scared? Should we put our money in the markets now? Or the market's going down? So let's look into this right here. The overall NASDAQ market yesterday, let's look at the weekly time frame. So this is the big picture of the overall NASDAQ market. Yesterday, we had a pretty big pullback just to buy right back up. Based on yesterday the day before yesterday when the war actually did break out, we dropped a good 7.5%, and then same with here at Bitcoin, it dropped a good little over 12% here. So why did this buy up? I was very confused on why this was buying up. Let's give it a few reasons. So it smacked a bunch of lows here from the end of January. It smacked a bunch of lows, and then it started to flip back up. So it took a lot of stop losses down here just to reverse on the technical side of things to come back up towards more money. But with the fundamental news of possibly this war driving price down, that's what I was thinking was going to happen. It didn't. So the catalyst I came up with is that Biden was putting sanctions, pretty heavy sanctions on all of Russia's financial banks, and that allows them not to use trade in our markets. Basically, they can't really trade with the US dollar. And same with Europe. They did the same exact thing. So that's putting a tamper on them. So that was a bullish catalyst to drive price up. Also, money could be flowing into U.S. stocks because U.S. is one of the strongest countries out there. The stocks are very well, companies, economies very, very well. So this could just be another catalyst for also European money to be flowing into here, into U.S. stocks. And that's another catalyst on why price decided to move up. Biden also said that we're not going in with our troops within Ukraine, so that was a big relief of us not causing World War III, which is kind of a relief, but that's only to like right now. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. We don't know if Russia's going to invade Poland. Who knows? But that is not going to be pretty if that does happen. So I also think that Russia doesn't really care about these sanctions too much because they have a lot of gold on reserve and they also have a lot of oil. They're the third biggest producer of oil within the whole entire world. So they do a lot for Europe with their oil and their pipelines and natural gas and whatnot. I believe they have $600 billion worth of gold reserves already. And if war does happen and it does break out and we do go into an economic global recession kind of thing, then gold's going to go up, and same with oil because those are mainly necessary in safe haven assets. Because oil goes up, value of oil will go up. Okay, they have a lot of oil. Gold goes up, they have a lot of gold. Say they are making money, but with other countries right now, they're getting shut down with a lot of financial banks, and everybody's like, screw you, Russia, what's happening? So that's my standpoint on things. So let's get back in the market over here. So what we've seen this dip off and then this buy back up, and we don't know what's going to happen, so it's very uncertain times. It is very crazy to be in this market right now. Technically, when I say technically, I mean technical analysis on these charts. We are forming more of a bullish pattern to possibly buy back up, but with interest rates possibly happening here in the next month or so, the Fed, and also a possible fear of recession, and also this war. And what happens with this war can really determine anything. If Russia goes into Poland, if they go into other countries, we might have to get involved, and other countries might have to get involved as well, and that is not good for the markets. But for right now, other countries aren't getting involved, and that's kind of a bullish catalyst to drive these markets up and keep going higher. But from the other standpoint, let's say they don't. Let's just say they don't get in. What does this mean for you? How can you possibly add risk to your portfolio to then make money within these markets? Obviously, buy the dip. We are dipping pretty hard. You can buy along the way down, the entire way down. I did buy some here. I bought some more here. I'm not adding a whole lot based on what's happening, but I'm really ready if we do see a big economic collapse. I'm ready to load in, so I'm happy if we see that. But for the time being, we can possibly expect some type of retracement down within here to keep buying up here on the NASDAQ. But that's just the overall stock market in general. So if you have a watch list, I don't know, of PayPal, Apple, Meta, Google, Microsoft, if you have stocks on your watch list and you want a dollar cost average, it's based on the overall market. It's looking like it is okay to dollar cost average in for me personally. But let's look over here at Bitcoin. Same kind of concept here. We did rally down and we're up here based on a weekly time frame. We are making a higher low and we are holding this area pretty well, and I am liking that. If we decide to break this low, we're coming down to 20K. I personally want to see 20K, like I mentioned in the last video, but if we do just continue up within this, I'm happy with that too, because we had a nice daily candle closure here, and then we're following another bullish candle, and here on the 4 hour, this is more short-term kind of things. We are closing above these highs and closing above this structure point. Now we can possibly see some type of retracement down here to come back up. So I'm going to go over a little bit here with the fear and greed index here of Bitcoin. So what is this? This is a lot to do with the fear in the market, and these colors represent the fear and the greed. So the greed is the green, and the fear is more the red-orange looking thing. So right now we're sitting down more in the fear, and usually when there's fear, that's when people are scared of the market and they don't really want to buy because we're not certain of what's going to happen, and that's where we're sitting right now. We've seen that happen in the past down here, and it rallies up and it comes down and then it rallies up, rallies up, rallies up. But this was the Bitcoin halvening, so there was a lot of factors in this. There's also the stimulus which drove price up and whatnot. But this doesn't mean we're done with this cycle. We are maintaining these higher lows, and until we stop making these higher lows here on Bitcoin, I believe we're going to be falling down. But right now we're in peak fear, and this is just another thing: buy when people are fearful and sell when others are greedy. That's a Warren Buffett quote right there. So just wanted to bring this to everybody's attention. So I just want to wrap this video up here. Basically, we got fears of Russia invading Ukraine. This could potentially lead to more of a war. So if you're going to invest in these markets and try to make money in these markets, be careful and invest money you're willing to see drawdown in, because we don't really know what's going to happen. I like the fact of dollar cost averaging as price comes down, but then if we get a really, really big dip and then we just see money come all the way down, a lot of selling, that's when I'm really going to go like lump sum into these like investments and whatnot. Be cautious. We are seeing a reversal happen right now on the Bitcoin and also the stock indexes. It was very uncertain with what's going to happen. It can easily reverse if we get invasion of another country. But staying on the fundamental news and just looking at the technical analysis and looking at the money, price looks like it's going to start rising. But don't take my word for it. Do what you got to do. I'm not a financial advisor. And take care, everybody. Stay blessed.